Hi everybody, my name's Rico. I want to talk about the Julian Williams versus Jason Rosario fight on PBC. That fight happened the same night the McGregor fight happened, but I couldn't give a fuck less about the McGregor fight, even though like everybody was asking me about it when they like referred to it as the fight. I was thinking they were talking about the boxing match, but everybody was thinking McGregor. So that's kind of lame, but whatever, fuck it. But I went home and I watched the Williams versus Rosario fight, and at first I was a little confused as to who the fuck these two were. But then I found out, and I knew who it was. I knew who Julian Williams was, but I'd have forgotten that he was the one that gave Jared Hurd his first loss and claimed the WBA and IBF and I think like the IBO as well. Whatever. He had like most of the belts, so he was a pretty big deal, to watch that night. And it turns out that they were fighting at Philly. I missed the undercards. I don't know if there was like any notable names on there, but I missed them. But once the fight started, I could tell like it was pretty competitive. For the most part, Julian Williams was a heavy favorite. If you bet on like a if you bet $100 on Rosario, you would have won 900. If you had to bet like 2,100 to win 100 for Williams, those were pretty heavy odds. But I was watching the fight and I thought, all right, these guys are like pretty technical boxers. They're not the type to brawl it out or duke it out. But they do stand their ground and just like exchange and try to counter each other. It's pretty good looking boxing. So I liked the style. It made sense. They're not like knockout artists. Uh, Rosario had like 13, like 16 wins or something like that. I don't want to make up numbers here, but his KO average was like a little bit above like 50%, and so is Williams. He beat Hurd unanimously, and like they look for points. They look to like win fights by going the distance. So like you never know how a fight's gonna go, but you like to make predictions. But like I like to like analyze fighters and make predictions based on what I see. The problem was like I thought Williams was gonna win this unanimously, but I feel like a dumbass because I said that and I haven't really watched Williams fight much, so I didn't get like a real taste of what he was capable of. Nor was the other guy. The other guy even worse. I've never even heard of Rosario before. I just know he's Hispanic. I looked him up more, and turns out he's Dominican. And there's not a lot of like notable Dominican fighters. One is like Felix Diaz, the guy who got TKO'd by Crawford, and he was a gold medalist in the Olympics, which is a pretty big deal. But other than him, I didn't know any other Dominicans until now in boxing. They were world class. So yeah, it was pretty surprising, But like the first two rounds, I think they went to Williams. He was like outboxing the guy, you know, not by much, but winning the rounds. And then I noticed something was Rosario must have hurt Williams and got him like flustered or something. And then like all of a sudden, like when you get caught and all of a sudden your game plan flies out the window, your discipline flies out the window. Now you're like, oh fuck that, I gotta like hurt him back. And like, or maybe it's just that his feet weren't under him after getting hurt, so he couldn't really like apply good footwork, so he had to like resort to just like going toe to toe. But that was the wrong move. And a lot of people think that just because you're not a KO artist, uh, you can't KO a KO artist. For example, Andre Ward, who's not known for like getting guys out of there, he ended up TKOing Kovalev. So at the end of the day, like unless you're Paulie Malignaggi, you always have a fucking chance at KOing somebody in the match. You just gotta hit them like square on the button, square on the chin, which is what happened. So Williams got hurt, stunned a couple times. You could see it. I don't think Rosario ever got hurt badly, at least. And if he did, he hit it well. You know, he was a good actor. But Williams, you could tell, like whenever he was on Bambi legs and whatnot. Um, so yeah, I mean, Rosario fought a good fight. He fought a disciplined fight. I thought he was clearly the better fighter. In fact, if they were to get a rematch, and I heard there is a rematch clause, I think Rosario will most likely probably win the rematch as well. Is Rosario going to be a threat in that division? It's the same division the Charlos, Hurd, and all of them are in. I think even Errol Spence actually. I don't know. I think it's the 154. I don't think Spence is in there actually. I think he's like category down, but super welterweight, you know. But yeah, Rosario, you know, right now he has to choose the right fights. I would like to see him fight Jared Hurd. If he fights Jared Hurd and wins, then he's officially a big name. So I don't know who his promoters are. I'm guessing just Al Heyman's his manager and whatnot. Um, we'll see how good they treat him. You know, like you never know. Even though you just become champion, doesn't mean that they're gonna like all of a sudden take care of you. They might think of you as like, oh, all of a sudden this guy became champion by mistake. He's not the guy we really want. There's like no sex appeal with him, this and that. Let's find somebody we like and use him to get the belt quickly back from this dude because he probably just won by accident. Williams was close to being a superstar from what I could tell. Like there was just so much hype behind him. I mean, he did beat Jared Hurd. Um, he was known as the guy who got like knocked out by Charlo. So there was like hope that he would fight Charlo again. Maybe he had learned, you know, how to fight much better since then, but it's not the case, I guess. And surprisingly, you know, like when you win a championship belt, all of a sudden your skills just like go up from there. You know, it's just that like confidence and mentality that I am the champion of the world. Now you have to like take the belt from me. I'm not gonna let that happen. You know, I'm not gonna let it go that easily. So just with that mindset makes you so much tougher in the ring. Uh, but Rosario was hungry. I could just tell. I don't know. Rosario was just hungry. He had one loss, one knockout loss. So did Williams. There was a lot of similarity in that fight. In fact, the way they fought was just very similar too. It was close until like um, Rosario tagged him and hurt him and outwent the game plan and shit. So I want to see Williams back. I want to see him back. He just has to take the right fights. He has to take maybe a tune up or two and then like challenge and do good in those tune ups. You have to like prove that you're not just some guy winning by accident. And then you can challenge either Hurd again or Charlo, one of the Charlos, get the rematch with the Charlo that knocked him out, this and that. And then maybe beat one of those guys, then go for Rosario. Because I don't think it's smart to go after Rosario just yet. Because if you lose twice, then it fucks up your head. Your confidence grows much better if you beat another big name and then go after the guy that beat you earlier, you know? Because that way, if you lose to the guy who beat you twice, then it's just like, fuck, I'm never going to be better than this guy, you know? If you lose to him right away again. But I don't know, that's just my game plan and shit. I don't know what his managers are going to tell him. They might just be looking for money quick. You never know. Not everybody treats you like Canelo, like Oscar does for Canelo. Or, I want to say Mayweather to Gervonta, Arum to Lomachenko, this and that. You know, everybody has their fucking favorites. It's pretty funny. Yeah. But Danny Garcia was in the crowd. I think he's fighting some like no name. I don't like to call people no names. I just don't know his name, and if I don't know his name, it's just that he's not big yet. And it's not that I just know big names either. It's just that like it's tough to keep track of all these like C class fighters, and this dude's definitely C class for sure. So Garcia's supposed to win this one. If he doesn't win this one, no Pacquiao chance, no Spence chance, no even like Porter or Thurman rematch. Um, so Garcia's got to hang in there. Garcia's been like pretty stagnant these last 2 3 years. I mean, his last big win I think was like against Brandon Rios when he knocked him out. And Brandon Rios he's gone down so far. I think he's retired. I was gonna say he might even be a D+ fighter at this point, but it's pretty sad. I don't know. I don't want to like talk shit about him because I like him. You know, he used to have heart. Now it went out the window too. But yeah, so Garcia was there supporting Julian Williams, and they were fighting in Philly. So like all of Philly was there. And, like what I didn't like was I saw that Philly was throwing like shit into the ring. I mean, bro, it's just like boxing might be like a brutal sport, but it's like just traditionally, historically classy. Like that sort of shit shouldn't happen. And Philly didn't look good. It just didn't. But so that's why I had to say that was a good fight, a really good fight. Interesting result right there, which is what I always like. I like the upsets. I don't like to see things going just as planned. So there. What else is going on though? I'm trying to think. The big names. You got Spence and Crawford still at, looming in the distance. You got Pacquiao being called out by Crawford and Garcia and Spence. You got Wilder. I think the fight's made against Fury. Fury's talking about how he jacks off 7 times a day. He has to be kidding though. That's not productive or helpful. But yeah. It's just other shit, I guess. I don't know. I have to keep up on my boxing. Sorry, guys. I used to like do this all the fucking time. Go online and just scour the web on like news and whatnot. I mean, some gossip, I guess, is that Spence is like partying most of the time, not focused. Those are just rumors, but there's always like some truth to rumors. Gervonta is always fat as fuck outside of the ring. Not that's a big deal because Duran used to be fat as fuck outside the ring too, but when it came down to time to fight, they slimmed down and they're like the Terminator. Yeah, not much noise has been made, not much noise. So I'd appreciate if you guys actually left a comment, just like remind me of names and just like I got a lot of opinions on things and shit, but probably my next video is gonna be like me shit talking the guys I really don't fucking like. I really don't like Amir Khan. In fact, I will definitely do a video on Amir Khan, and it's gonna be called "Why Amir Khan Does Not Have Any Fucking Heart." Because I hate it when people say, so many goddamn casuals say Khan has all the heart in the world. It's not the case. That is not the case. And I'll explain why right after this fucking video. So I'm going to end it here, make a new one. It's going to be the Khan one. So I hope you guys stay tuned. Subscribe, please. Leave comments and whatnot. Peace out.